What's up, legends? Happy Monday. I thought I'd make this short video to hopefully inspire a few of you to focus on the right things this week. Now, when it comes to health and fitness, my time in the industry so far, there's a few things that I've noticed, and it's that people tend to spend a lot of time wasting their energy on things that just don't matter. Okay, so when we talk about body composition, whether that's trying to increase your lean muscle mass or whether that's the common goal of trying to lose body fat and just get in shape, there's a few things that we need to focus on, and there's a few things that just aren't really worth our time and that we're putting way too much time into. So I guess the order of importance when it comes to what you should be focusing on and what I believe is the most, what's going to give you the most bang for your buck, there's a few different things. The first one, I think, is your calorie intake. Okay, now, it doesn't need to be 100% accurate, but it needs to be roughly correct. You need to know roughly how much you are eating per day. So it doesn't exactly matter what you're eating. Obviously, we should be going for nutrient-dense whole foods, but we need to know how much we're eating, making sure that we're either in a calorie deficit to lose fat or a calorie surplus to gain muscle and gain weight, or just at maintenance intake if you're happy with where you're at. We need to know our protein. I would recommend 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight as a minimum. That's usually where I like to start things off. And I think water intake is extremely important as well. That's where what comes in third. It's highly underrated. Our hydration is very underrated. After that, we then obviously need to take care of our training. Now, you don't need to be doing some world-class training program. You don't need to be training 7 days a week. You don't need to be doing some crazy shit that nobody else is doing. You just need to be doing something that you enjoy, that is sustainable, and that, in my opinion, is targeting each muscle group of your body twice per week, doing some form of resistance training. If you enjoy doing cardio, do cardio. If you don't enjoy doing cardio, don't do much of it. You're going to get your heart rate up with your resistance training anyway. Focusing on the big lifts and not worrying too much about the isolation movements until the end of your workout, but those minor details aren't as important. The most important thing out of all of this is consistency, because if you're chopping and changing from one program to the next, if you're focusing on your nutrition for 5 days but then not giving a fuck on Saturday and Sunday, if you're just going up and down, you're yo-yoing and you're not going to see results, okay, regardless of how strict you are on a few days of the week, or how hard you train for 2 weeks and then you get sick of it and then try something else. It's just not going to work. So what I would highly recommend for you to do this week, Monday's the perfect opportunity, is to really just write down what you're going to be focusing on for the week. Okay, it might be moving, how many times you want to train this week. If it's 4 times, make sure you train 4 times this week. With your water intake, figure out how much water you're going to be drinking for the day and make sure you get that every single day. With your calorie intake, try and stick to that as closely as you can. I feel like I probably need to book in some speech sessions this week. Holy shit. If it's your calorie intake, how many calories you're going to be getting, your minimum amount of protein, you need to nail that as well. But figure out those daily non-negotiables, the essentials that you need to be nailing, and then that's it. Just focus on consistency with that, and that's all you need to worry about. You don't need to be worrying about what specific supplements you're taking. You don't need to be worrying about exactly how many grams of carbohydrates and fats you are having. You don't need to worry about what specific exercise you're doing in your training program, and start to focus on movements instead of exercises. But really basic, make things nice and basic this week. And I think you'll be surprised at your results. You'll be surprised at how much you enjoy it. You'll be surprised at how much easier it is to stay consistent and maintain those results over time. And you'll be surprised at how much you've been wasting your time with a lot of details that just don't matter. So hopefully this video helps you this week. If you'd like some more help with any of these things, feel free to let me know. But let's start putting our energy into the right things, and stop over-analyzing everything, and just get shit done and be consistent with it, and you will see results.